I spent years sending money home. Every time I got paid, someone needed help. They never asked how I was doing, only what I could give. Eventually, I stopped replying and they turned on me. I'm the oldest son. That alone was enough to make certain. Things feel decided. I am 33, left home at 22. Took the first contract job I could get overseas. Shared a 3-bedroom with 5 guys and ate instant noodles for months. My parents told everyone back home I was making it. I wasn't, but I let them say it. The first time I sent money home, it wasn't a request. It was my idea. Dad's knee was giving out. Mom's fridge broke. My younger brother had school fees due. I didn't even think. Just wired what I had. They cried. Thanked me like I'd saved the house. It felt good. Then the requests started. Small at first. Just a little extra, your aunt needs medicine. Can you cover your sister's textbooks this semester? We're a bit short for groceries this week. Always temporary, always urgent. My brother messaged me once just to say hi. I smiled the whole day. Then at the end of the chat, he asked, "Hey, can you send something for my phone bill?" It got cut off. I sent it. And then I realized no one had asked how I was doing. I started tracking the transfers, just out of curiosity. January, 400 February, 350 March, 620 April, 500 May, 0. That was the month I told them I'd been laid off. Not a single message came through. I found out they threw a party that summer. I saw it through photos. My cousin posted them online. New outfits, catered food, a DJ. Dad gave a toast, thanking me for helping the family stay strong. No one told me it was happening. I told them I needed to cut back for a while. Rent was high, work was tight. My mom replied, "You always find a way. God is good." My sister said nothing. My brother just sent a question mark a few hours later. A week after that, I got a message from my uncle. Not hello, not how are you, just, "We heard you're doing well again. Could you help with the house repairs?" I hadn't even found a new job yet. They assumed I had, because silence to them meant he's back on his feet. I started sleeping less. Not because I was working too much, because every time my phone lit up, I wondered what someone would want from me. And every time I ignored it, I felt like I was betraying people who'd raised me. One night I sent $200 to my mom. No one said thank you, but 2 hours later I saw a new status update from her. God bless the hands that never forget where they came from. She didn't tag me. She didn't need to. I started counting how many times someone messaged me without asking for money. In 6 months, the number was 2. Once from my cousin to invite me to a wedding I couldn't afford to attend. Once from my aunt to say congrats when I changed jobs. Even that one ended with, "If there's any extra, your uncle could use new glasses." I tried not to be bitter. These were people who raised me, who shared food with me when we had nothing, who clapped when I passed my exams like I'd won an Olympic medal. But now they treated me like a resource, not a person. I sent $300 to help pay for my younger sister's tuition. A week later, I saw her new nails on Instagram, $90 at a salon that costs more than my haircut. I sent the screenshot to my mom. She replied, "Don't be petty. You're not a child anymore." My electricity was nearly cut off that month, but I paid it late and still sent them $250 because guilt does strange things when it's soaked in childhood debt. My dad called for the first time in months. He didn't say hello, didn't ask about my new job, just jumped in. "Your cousin got into trouble. There's some legal fees." "Everyone's chipping in," I said. "I've never even met him." He said, "You've done well. Don't forget your roots." I paused all my subscriptions, sold 2 pieces of gear I used for freelance work, started bringing my lunch to the office again. I didn't complain, didn't vent, just adjusted my life so they wouldn't have to. One weekend, I didn't reply to anyone for 3 days. I was burnt out. Didn't post. Didn't answer messages. By the 4th day, I had 7 missed calls, 3 from my mom, 2 from my sister, 1 from my dad, 1 from my cousin. All asking if I was okay? No. All asking where the money was. I told them I was struggling. Told them I was behind on rent. Told them I might lose my apartment. My mom said, "We'll pray for you, but your sister's school is still waiting." My brother said, "Maybe try a second job." Not one of them said, "Do you need anything?" I skipped dinner 3 nights in a row. Didn't even mean to. I just didn't have the energy to cook and didn't want to waste money on takeout. I checked my bank balance and saw a wire request from my aunt for $150. Caption, "Just a little help. You're doing so well." I sent $100, told her that was all I could afford this time. She replied with a thumbs up emoji. That was the entire message. I stared at it for a long time. And I knew something in me was starting to shift, but I wasn't ready to stop yet. Not just yet. I got sick, not a cold, not something simple. I had a fever for 4 days, chest pain, couldn't breathe properly. I was alone in a studio apartment 10,000 miles from anyone who'd check in without asking for something. No one messaged, not once. I finally texted my mom, told her I was ill, that I hadn't left the house in days. She replied, "Oh no, please rest and drink tea. Also, your uncle's rent is late again. He's so embarrassed to ask." I told her I didn't have it this month. She replied, "I'll tell him you're going through something." Something. That was the label for a borderline medical emergency. My boss asked if everything was okay, said I seemed pale, weak, distracted. I told her the truth, that I hadn't had time to take care of myself lately, that I was behind on rent and working weekends just to keep up. She said, "You don't have a family who helps out?" I just laughed. My cousin texted me from a new number, said, "Yo, hey, can you spot me $100 real quick? Car issue. Bless you, man." No greeting. No, "How have you been?" Just extraction. I stared at the screen until it dimmed, didn't even open the message. I got called into HR. They were restructuring, said my position was changing, offered fewer hours, less pay, take it or leave it. I said I'd take it because I didn't have a choice. When I told my dad, he said, "Maybe this is a sign to come home. You've done enough out there. Time to take care of your people." I asked, "Who's taking care of me?" He didn't answer. Just sent a voice note the next day asking if I'd sent the transfer. I missed a call from my sister. The voicemail said, "I know things are tight, but I need it by Friday. It's urgent. No context, no question, just a deadline." Checked my account. I had $114 to my name. Rent was due in 4 days. Fridge was half empty. My health insurance was about to lapse. And still, I stared at that transfer screen like it was gospel, like saying no was betrayal, like breathing for myself was a sin. I sent $50, told her that's all I had. She replied, "Seriously?" That was it. No thank you. No, "I hope you're okay." No, "Are you eating?" Just that word, like I'd failed a test I didn't know I was still taking. I muted the family group chat. That was the first step. Just a thumb press, no announcement. I didn't leave it. I just stopped watching it like a stock I was losing faith in. My cousin got married. I wasn't invited, but I got a message that week. She's asking if you can help with the venue balance. Just $200 short. I never responded. 2 days later, they added me to a blessings list on Facebook. My name was misspelled. My fridge went out. I couldn't afford to fix it. I ate crackers and canned soup for a week. During that week, my mom messaged twice, not about me, once about church donations, once to ask if I could help get the family car back. I didn't answer. She sent a follow-up. "You okay?" I almost replied, but I realized if I said yes, she'd ask for something. If I said no, she'd still ask for something, so I didn't say anything at all. My brother messaged me, said, "You've changed. You're not as generous anymore." I replied, "I'm not as scared anymore." He didn't reply. My health insurance lapsed. I got sick again. Nobody knew. Nobody asked. And I realized I could die in this apartment, and they'd only notice when the next transfer didn't show up. I sold my old guitar. One of the last things I owned that felt like joy. used the money to pay rent. Didn't tell anyone. That same day, my dad called, said, "We're all going through it. Don't think you're the only one with pressure." I said, "Yeah, but I'm the only one who keeps paying for it." The last straw wasn't even big, just a message from my aunt. "Your sister wants to apply to nursing school. Can you help with the fees? You'd be proud of her." I stared at it for 10 minutes, and I said, not replied, said out loud, "I don't think I'm proud of any of you." I deleted the money transfer app. That night, I slept like someone who no longer owed a single soul an explanation. They messaged, they called, they sent voice notes, links, guilt, silence, religion, shame. I didn't reply. Because I wasn't mad. I wasn't bitter. I was just finally tired enough to stop. My sister finally called. Not to talk, to cry. Said I was tearing the family apart. Said Mom was sick with stress. Said they'd always been proud of me. Then said, "We just don't understand why you're punishing everyone." I almost laughed, but it wasn't funny. They said I was being manipulated by foreign culture, that I'd been corrupted. That I was forgetting my values, forgetting my roots. Not one person said, "We hurt you." I heard from my cousin, the one I paid legal fees for. He messaged, "You're just like them. Act like you're better. Forgot who helped raise you." I stared at the message. He was 15 when I left. He didn't raise me. I blocked him. My mom sent a voice message. Long, quiet. She said, "I don't know who you are anymore. You used to be kind," then listed everything I hadn't paid for in the last 6 months, every bill, every favor. Every dollar that didn't come, they started asking people to message me, old friends, distant relatives, all with the same tone. Just reach out, see if he'll open up to you, not to check on me. 2, get access again. They spun the story, of course, told people I'd gone cold, that I was ungrateful, that I'd turned my back on family. A few even said I'd joined some kind of cult, the cult of saying no. One of my old classmates reached out, said, "They're really hurt. It's hard for them too." I asked, "Did they tell you about the 28 months I covered rent? Or the time I didn't eat so my sister could get textbooks? Or the fever I had alone in a dark apartment while they sent me payment requests?" He didn't reply. My dad sent a final message. No greeting. "You've made your choice. Just don't come running back when the world turns on you." I read it, then deleted it. Didn't save the number. They stopped reaching out eventually. The messages slowed. The calls died. No more group chats. No more Facebook tags. Just silence. And it was the most peaceful thing I'd ever heard. I sat on my balcony one night, ate dinner without rushing, paid rent early, bought groceries without math, no transfer notifications, no passive-aggressive guilt, texts. And for the first time in my adult life, I didn't feel like I owed anybody anything. I stopped checking my phone the way I used to. Not because no one messaged, but because no part of me flinched when they didn't. I started buying things. In twos, 2 towels, 2 pillows, 2 mugs. Not for anyone specific, just because the space I'd made in my life for others was finally open for someone who might give back. I sent myself money, transferred $100 from one account to another just to see what it felt like. No thank you, no guilt, no weight, just mine. Someone at work joked that I seem lighter lately. I smiled. Didn't explain that emotional debt is heavier than rent, and silence is lighter than obligation. I thought about unblocking them, not to talk, just to see. But then I remembered how fast I used to go from curiosity to guilt, how easily love turns into currency, and I didn't. I met someone. I told her the truth early, that I used to be the one everyone leaned on until my back broke, that I gave so much. I forgot I was a person. She didn't flinch. She just said, "Same." She taught me how to say no like it wasn't violence, and I taught her how to stop saying sorry when she hadn't done anything wrong. My birthday passed quietly, No family calls, no gifts, no guilt, just a couple friends, a small dinner, and peace so thick it felt like a new kind of oxygen. Someone asked me what my biggest regret was. I said that I thought being useful would keep me loved. They nodded. Didn't ask me to explain. I'm not angry anymore. Not sad. Not bitter. Just free. And if they ever wonder where I went, they can scroll back through their messages. They'll see every time they needed something and every time I was there. Until I wasn't.